I had a paper route back in junior high, and we used to fold our papers in the early morning down in front of a donut shop. And the old guy who ran it was not in the best of health, though. He needed a lot of help to load big chunks of lard into the fryers. We did that in exchange for donuts, and I began to think, work, food. It really worked out pretty good. A few years later, I went off to Oklahoma State and found the need to pretty much work my way through school. And I worked in restaurants, and I managed them, and I cooked there, and I was the janitor for a while. And I got a business degree, and while I was getting out, the guy who owned the restaurants offered me a really full-time job to stay on. I really didn't want to work and stay in Stillwater, but kind of the lights went on in my head that, hey, this might be really a nice way to make a living, so I took it from there.
What is it about the hospitality industry that just excites you and rewards you at the same time?
It's a business where it responds well to creativity. Every day was filled with a new and different client, new and different situation, something that needed a new and different answer. The other thing I always liked about it was most of the events we did were somewhat short in duration. You know, you could see the start of it, you get halfway through it, do it, and then at the end of it, you could see how well it did, how well all your efforts went. Win or lose, you got a quick report card, and I kind of enjoyed that part of it as well. I've gotten to do a lot of different things for different people. I got to start up a dinner house chain for a company called Dobbs Houses out of Memphis. That was really fun. And then from that job, I moved into running the airport food service operations, including the airline catering. And then I was fortunate enough to come to the World Congress Center. All the expansions and building of the park and opening of the dome, they were just phenomenal. We got to do so many new and different things from that thing.
What's brought you the most joy about making a career out of that industry?
Probably the ability to use my creativeness to do some large events, the Olympics. That was certainly the highlight of my business career in terms of food service. We ended up doing about 3.5 million meals in the 17 days, and that was kind of wild and crazy, but highly interesting at the same time. We got to do 2 Super Bowls, the Democratic National Convention, presidential dinners, and you know, one thing I really remember, we did a sit-down dinner for 72,000 people.
I remember it well.
I can remember the expression on people's faces when they said, "You did what?" But really at the crux of it, when it's all said and done, I think the ability to help people kind of fulfill their own dreams. I've tried to set up a scenario where they could come and do the things they wanted to do, as well as the things I wanted them to do. In my businesses, I've always given away partnerships in order to entice them to, put their name over the door and feel like this is theirs as well. And that's worked out great. It's been a lot of fun watching them be successful.
I suspect that may have a lot to do with why you've been so successful as well. Let me ask you 3 short questions, and you put an end to the question. Nothing is more important than?
Your integrity.
I like that answer. Over the years, I have learned?
Well, what I had to learn is probably a nice way to say no and a good way to say yes. I figured with a last name like Noyes, that was going to come in handy, if you think about the spelling.
One will succeed in the hospitality industry if?
I think if you can find a niche that relates to your own personal interests and the things that you're good at. You don't have to be good at everything, but you got to be good at the things that you love. And if you do that, then you're going to be successful in this industry.
Congratulations.
Dan, thank you so much.